What's up YouTube, Dad here for Zephyr Wargames, bringing you an update of my favourite deck, and it's a bit of a two-edged sword. Because for you guys over in America, I envy you massively, because you can actually officially play Apprentice Illusion Magician, whereas us here in Europe cannot. On the flip side, I just can't justify paying £50 a pop for that card yet. Until I know when we have an idea of it becoming legal. Anyway, this is a build including Illusion Magician, Apprentice Illusion Magician girl, because she just changed the deck too much. Like, she's just so good, it's unreal. So without further ado, I'm going to crack straight into it, and we'll go through it as we do. So, triple Dark Magician, standard, to the point, vanilla. Starter deck Yugi or original art is all you need, and you have no excuse for not playing the original art because it's been reprinted so many times. Triple Magician's Rod, everyone knows what this does. You need to get to circle as quickly as you can. And then the one that makes me shed a little tear is Triple Apprentice Illusion Magician. Now this one Joe got me from the OCG when he went over into Japan. And my god, like, it's just awesome. So its effect is you discard any card, just one card of anything, and special summon herself. When she's normal or special summoned, you search out a Dark Magician and add it to hand. I mean, it's what the deck needed. This is basically the alternate Blue Eyes. Unfortunately, it's not mass produced to us here in Europe, which is why it's slightly disappointing. But it does take the deck to that whole new level. It minimises the risk of all the search cards that you have to play to get into Dark Magician. The fact that it's a special summon card as well, just by dumping one card, it unclogs hands, it pushes for games, and then there's also the ability that it can attach itself to a Dark Magician, or, you know, pop itself to go to a Dark Magician to give it an extra 1,000 attack, which is just, sorry, 2,000 attack I believe it is, which is just insane, absolutely insane. Then we play double Magician of Dark Illusions, still keeping this at 2, 3's a little bit too quality, 2 is just enough. And then now on to, you know, personal choices. I play 2 Raiden the multidimensional Kaiju purely because in this game at this moment in time, Tridents are an issue for the Dark Magician, and so is Masterpiece, purely because of their ability to pop and interrupt your plays, especially stopping you getting your circle searches off and setting up your board. So being able to play double of these, you can bump this up to 3 if you want, but you can also take this out and play a completely different engine. This is just to give me as much advantage if I lose the dice roll as possible, which is why I also main double Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, double Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. Now you can go 3, you can take 2 Ash Blossoms out if you want and go 3 Ogre and 3 Kaiju, but obviously what I want to do is I want to be able to open up with enough interruption during my turn, or not have as minimal worry as I can when I go into my turn if I do lose a dice roll, because, you know, it's a 50-50 chance with the dice roll. It's all a game of luck, it's all a game of chance when you roll that dice. So you have to be able to have cards in your deck that are both outs for going second and useful for going first. And then we round it up with the 1 Maxi, because it's at 1, but, you know, if your Zoo player does try and go off, you're going to get your draws from that. Now on to our spells. Play triple Dark Magical Circle, no arguments about this, you must play this card. Beautiful card, amazing effect, so good. And now I'm playing double Allure of Darkness and double Pot of Duality, purely because, now the Duality is a little bit of an issue because you do have Apprentice Magician. Allure, you've got more targets with your Raiden and your Apprentice Illusion Magician, but with Duality you have less abilities because you want to be special summoning that Magician girl if you draw into her. You can easily go a 3 and 1 purely because you're playing the Kaijus. You do have more targets for the Allures than you do with your Dualities. It's totally down to you. Now, another personal touch of mine is I am playing 2 MSTs on top of other stuff, instead of stuff like you can easily put in Mirror Forces, you can put in Twin Twisters, you can put in more back row hit if you want. The reason I've put MSTs in there is just to try and get around any kind of issues that I might find with back row. Now, obviously the deck doesn't worry too much about D barrier, and it doesn't worry too much about strikes per se, because, you know, the main effects you're going to be using is going to be Apprentice Illusion and what is it called? Magician of Dark Illusion. Sorry, brain just went dead there. So I kind of want the MSTs just to clear out any annoying back row that I might need to deal with. And like I said, you can easily take these out for the mirror forces if you wish. These are all personal touches. I'm going to see if they become cloggy or not during testing. I just felt that the deck needed a bit more back row hate so that I could clear off any issues that my opponent might want to chain to get rid of my circles or anything like that. One Upstart Goblin now, again, exactly like Maxi, I dislike this card, but I understand why it's played. And the reason I'm playing Upstart Goblin is purely, number one, you turn the deck into a 39 card deck, and number two, it works off massively well with Inheritance, because you activate Upstart, you already got one engrave for your Inheritance. One Illusion Magic, now obviously Apprentice Magician is doing most of the work for you. The one Illusion Magic, obviously you can do it during your opponent's turn, or you do it during your turn, get around bottomlesses and stuff like that. And it also helps trigger off your Magician of Dark Illusion. One Regeki for complete board wipes, just for your help to push for games. Now, because of the introduction of Apprentice Illusion Magician, there's no longer those games where you'll go in 7-5 and leaving your opponent on 500 and then having to go in a Red Ice Flare. You do have the ability to push full game. Triple Magician's Navigation, insanely strong card, beautiful artwork, and even better now that we have Apprentice Magician, because now you can go Navigation into Apprentice Magician and Dark Magician, and then your Apprentice Magician is going to search you out Dark Magician. It's just, you know, swings and roundabouts. It's awesome. It's, you know, and then second effect to banish this while you control a Dark Magician and negate a card effect. I believe it's Spell or Trap. Yeah, you target one face-up spell or trap and you negate it for the turn. So it's your out to Imperial Order, which is also why I'm considering with the MSTs to play Recurring Nightmare, just so I have alternate outs to stuff like that that's in the meta and in the game at this moment in time, which is the real, you know, draw and lock that you really want to be getting around. Then I'm keeping my standard playset of this, so double Eternal Soul and one Call Haunted. Now, you can easily play triple Eternal Soul, that's entirely up to you. The reason I play 2 and a 1 is because Eternal Soul A is searchable, and B, Call of the Haunted gives me access to more cards. It gives me access to my Dark Magician should I need it, but it also gives me access to Rod should I want to go rank 3 plays, or my Apprentice Illusion Magician, or my Magician of Dark Illusion, or even my or my Kaiju. So it just gives me a couple more plays. Now you can also put Synchros in the extra deck of this if you really want to, because don't forget Ash and Ghost Ogre are tuners. So you can push to go into like Leos and stuff like that, but I don't recommend it. And then we're wrapping it up with 2 Dark Renewal. This card is awesome, especially with Apprentice Illusion Magician, because basically you normal summon your Rod, and then when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters on one spellcast time monster you control, send both to the graveyard. You don't target, you don't destroy it. Awesome. Then you can special summon one dark spellcast time monster from your deck or graveyard. So you special summon out your Apprentice Illusion Magician, and after you've done that, Dog's going mental, he obviously likes Apprentice Illusion Magician. So once you've special summoned out your Apprentice Illusion Magician, you then get to search out a Dark Magician, which then in turn makes your your Magician's Navigation active again. So you're good to go. It's a very, very cheap card. Well, it was a very, very cheap card. I don't know if it's gone back in price, but it's very, very cool because as long as you have a spellcaster on board, you can circle it around quite a lot. And then we wrap it up with the 1 Solemn Warning, purely because it is your 1 card out to absolutely everything in the game. Right, okay, now let's go on to our extra deck. Now your extra deck, which is why Dark Magicians are such a big player during Link format, is because it's not reliant on the extra deck. Your extra deck is there to get you past certain things that you might have a bit more trouble dealing with, bigger beaters, bigger boards, stuff like that. But again, that's where Apprentice Illusion Magician comes in, because he has the ability to stack on top of your Dark Magician. So we start off with double Ibon Illusion Magician. Again, it's such a great card. The fact that it can special summon a Dark Magician from hand or deck, and then when you declare an attack with that Dark Magician, you get to banish 1 card and then continue for an attack. It's just insanely awesome. Double Red Ice Flare, just in those odd situations where you can't game, even with Apprentice Illusion Magician, you go into Red Ice Flare, there's very, very, very little your opponent can do. They top deck a Kaiju, cool, they've had to waste a Kaiju on a Red Ice Flare, and they have more to do. Double Big Eye, again, very, very good, rank 7, insanely strong. You do go into these cards, I'm not saying you don't. These are probably your main ones you'll go into 9 times out of 10, and they're very, very important when you do go into them. Bonhigh Magician, now I still haven't gone into this, and I haven't seen many Dark Magician players actually go into it. However, you're always still playing it. It's still a very, very good card if and when you use it. It's for those worst case scenarios when you're like, I need a little bit more. So the fact that he's a 28 defender, and then the ability is when he leaves the field, I believe it's when he leaves the field, if it's destroyed by battle when sent to the graveyard, or if you control a sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you special summon one dark spellcaster monster from your hand or deck, and then you destroy one card of field. So again, you search out your opponent's magician, and then its first effect is obviously you detach one material and you get to activate normal, trapped, or quick play spells from your hand during your opponent's turn. Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger, obviously you can naturally make this guy, and you can also rank him up using your rank 6 that we play in because of Apprentice Illusion Magician. Number 28, Titanic Moth. Now, I love this card so much, purely because I really want someone to try and maxi me, but the issue with Dark Magician is they don't actually special summon a huge amount. But I really did want someone to maxi me and be like, yeah, I'm not worried, you can do your whole hand, you can do whatever you want, and then attack directly with Titanic Moth, and then do its effective burn for even more. Now the best thing with Titanic Moth is if you make it with a Dark Magician, you have Eternal Soul or Call of the Haunted on board, you detach, attack directly with this, and then bring back the material you've detached. And then rounding up 7s is your Mecha Fan and Beast Draco Sack. Now on to our level or rank 6s. I play one Beatrice Lady Eternal. Now sometimes this can be quite helpful by getting rid of, if you've gone through your Dark Magicians, or if you find that you've you've kind of used your navigations to death, you can send one of these to graveyard, and then it means you've got an active one engraved straight away. I'm not saying that that's exactly how you do it, but you can also send a Dark Magician should you need to, purely to then have your Call of the Haunted or mainly your Eternal Soul active. So bitch can be very, very important. Nododo, the Moral Leader, again, very, very good card. It's such a shame. This is where I now envy the OCG because they have Magi Girl, and my gosh, is Magi Girl insanely good. I'll be amazed if it keeps the artwork, or I'll be amazed if we ever actually get it in the first place. But if we do, I'd be eternally grateful because it's such a great card. It's like a Change of the Heart and a Monster Reborn all in one card. And then no rank 6 toolbot is left out without a Constella Ptolemy M7. Purely the bounce effect is insanely good. I would like to put in like Photon Strike Browser, sorry. Purely because I think it's a really, really good level 6. Now onto the freeze. Super Quantum Mega Beast Grand Pulse, purely because it's 28 booty and the back row hate, and then your Breaksword again can be a mixture of the back row hate, front row hate, whatever. It's still a very, very good and very, very strong card. So that is it for my updated Dark Magician deck, including Apprentice Illusion Magician. It's a shame that we can't get it here in Europe. I would like to know, actually, this is just a random question to you guys. Do you think, obviously they're £50 at the moment, or give or take from the States, if they were over in Europe, do you feel they'll be a lot cheaper? Because, if they'd be more mass produced and more people could get hold of them, they'll probably be a lot cheaper. But I'm always going to be testing this deck with those in, and I will be playing the deck with those in, especially at some of the locals if we can, do some special events. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you like this deck. I hope this gives you a couple of ideas, and I hope it shows you the potential of Dark Magician because, not that Kyber's bad or anything, but Dark Magician and Yugi were always my favourite. So, I'm always going to enjoy them, and I'm always going to love the support they're going to get. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.